Gentlemen, let me ask you this. Who is the craziest and the most controversial investor on Wall Street? It's got to be Sister Cathie Wood, running a 3-year performance of gaining 79%, but 5-year performance of down 42%, and again with 10-year performance of gaining 277%. In the boom, Cathie looked like a genius. In the bust, she took the heat. But love her or hate her, she has a rare skill. She turns the market into a debate about the future, and she invests as if innovation is the main force that will reshape the economy. So today I have gathered her 10 largest holdings across her company, ARK's lineup of 6 ETFs for you. And we are going to go through each of these holdings from the 10th all the way to her largest holding. And as we go, I'll explain what each company does, why Cathie keeps it so big, and what it means when ARK adds to it or trims it. Let's cut to the chase. Number 10, Robinhood, ticker HOOD. Robinhood is one of Cathie's clearest future of finance bets. Across ARK's combined lineup, it's about $371.4 million in value, around a 3.07% weight. The reason it fits ARK is simple. Robinhood is more than just a brokerage app. It's a behavior platform. It's where a massive cohort of younger investors started investing and trading. Cathie's logic here is that Robinhood will be the leading digital wallet for the next generation, effectively consolidating banking, investing, and spending into a single financial super app. Cathie Wood is particularly bullish on Robinhood's expansion into prediction markets and its diversified revenue stream, which allows it to monetize high trading volumes even when crypto asset prices fall. Most recent purchase. On February 2, 2026, ARK Invest made a massive purchase of 363,317 shares, valued at approximately $36.1 million. This follows a consistent buying streak in late January 2026. Reinforcing their high conviction in the stock despite sector headwinds. Number 9, Palantir, PLTR. Palantir is about $383.8 million in value and roughly 3.17% weight across the combined ARK funds. This one is very Cathie. It sits at the intersection of government, defense, and enterprise AI, exactly the kind of place where a real platform can form. The story ARK wants is that Palantir becomes the operating layer for decision-making, using data, workflows, and AI models to help institutions run better. However, note here, ARK been trimming its Palantir holdings recently, as Palantir's stock price has surged to record highs, gaining over 150% in the last year. Cathie Wood have been engaging in profit-taking. This is a standard ARK strategy. They typically sell winners that have grown too large in the portfolio to rebalance capital into other undervalued opportunities while maintaining a core position in the company. Most recent activity. In January 2026, ARK Invest sold approximately 58,000 shares of Palantir. This follows a similar pattern from late 2025, where they sold roughly 38,000 shares in November and smaller tranches in October. Number 8. Shopify, Shop. Shopify comes in around $393.3 million and about 3.25% weight. This is ARK's bet that e-commerce isn't done, and that the real winners aren't only marketplaces, they're the infrastructure. Shopify is essentially one of the most popular commerce operating systems: storefront, payments, fulfillment integrations, marketing tools, and the back end that helps merchants run. Cathie is particularly bullish on Shop Pay, its accelerated checkout and installment loan feature, which they believe is becoming a dominant digital wallet that rivals traditional payment methods, fitting perfectly into their digital wallets investment theme. While ARK spent late 2025 and January 2026 trimming their Shopify position to take profits after a strong rally, they shifted back to accumulating shares in early February 2026. On February 2nd and 3, 2026, ARK Invest purchased approximately 35,700 shares of Shopify. Number 7. Coinbase, Coin. Coinbase is about $425.1 million, around 3.52% weight. This is ARK's bet on crypto as infrastructure, not just speculation. Coinbase, in Cathie's worldview, is a regulated gateway, custody, compliance, access, and rails for a financial system that may become more tokenized over time. Although ARK Invest typically buys Coinbase during dips, they have recently reversed course and begun selling shares aggressively. Cathie Wood appears to be rotating capital out of Coinbase to fund purchases in other crypto-related assets that she believes offer better relative value, specifically the digital asset platform Bullish, BLSH, and stablecoin issuer Circle. On February 5th and 6th, 2026, ARK Invest executed two major sell-offs. They sold approximately 119,000 shares, worth $17.4 million on Thursday, and followed up by selling another 134,472 shares, worth $22.1 million on Friday. Number 6. Tempus, TM. Tempus is about 470.2 million and roughly 3.89% weight. Tempus is ARK's healthcare AI expression. The core concept is that AI becomes extremely valuable when it can turn messy clinical data into something usable. Cathie's genomics and healthcare view has always been about platforms. Not one drug, not one product, but a data-driven system that improves as it scales. She believes that Tempus has built a massive data moat by aggregating clinical and molecular data, effectively creating an operating system for precision medicine. ARK Invest has been aggressively accumulating shares throughout early 2026. On February 4th, 2026, they executed a major purchase of approximately 407,150 shares, valued at nearly $22.8 million. Number 5. Roku. Roku is about 474.2 million and around 3.92% weight. Cathie's Roku thesis is about distribution. Roku isn't just streaming, it's the operating system layer for connected TV, and that layer controls attention, discovery, and ad inventory. If you believe advertising is going to keep migrating towards streaming and connected TV, then the platform layer that controls the viewing environment can become very valuable, even if content companies fight for attention. ARK Invest has been reducing its exposure to Roku as part of a broader rebalancing strategy. On Friday, February 6, 2026, ARK Invest sold approximately 141,930 shares of Roku, valued at around $12.2 million. Number 4. Teradyne, TR. Teradyne is about $484.3 million and around 4.01% weight. This is ARK's industrial tech angle. Teradyne sits behind the scenes in a place that becomes more important as the world scales compute and automation, testing and verification. As chips get more advanced and AI hardware scales, the cost of failure rises, and the demand for reliable test equipment becomes more critical. That's why bottleneck companies like this can matter more than people expect. Cathie likes names that quietly sit in the must-have part of the supply chain. Teradyne fits that logic. ARK Invest has been unloading Teradyne TER shares to fund a strategic rotation into higher conviction AI and semiconductor plays. On Friday, February 6, 2026, ARK sold approximately 103,568 shares, valued at roughly $28.1 million. Number 3. CRISPR Therapeutics, CRSP. CRISPR Therapeutics is about 498.7 million and roughly 4.12% weight. This is one of the most ARK DNA holdings in the entire lineup. Cathie's genomics view is that healthcare is moving from long-term symptom management to real cures, where biology becomes an engineering discipline over time. CRISPR is a platform concept. If gene editing becomes safer, more precise, and more scalable, the winners won't just sell one therapy. They can build pipelines of therapies. ARK has been consistently ramping up its bets on CRISPR throughout late January and early February 2026. On January 30th and February 2nd, 2026, the firm executed significant purchases to add to its positions in ARKK and ARKG ETFs. Number 2, AMD. AMD is about $524.5 million in value and roughly 4.34% weight. AMD being number 2 tells you ARK thinks AI compute is not a single company story. The market may treat NVIDIA as the default winner, but the build-out is so massive that customers want alternatives and second sources on performance, supply, and price. AMD's positioning matters because it plays across CPUs in the data center and accelerators for AI workloads. Cathie likes platform builders in the infrastructure layer because when the wave is real, the infrastructure names get pulled forward. I have made a dedicated video on why I am going heavy on AMD. You can watch it by clicking on the top right card. ARK Invest is buying the dip, following a sharp post-earnings sell-off. Despite AMD beating Q4 earnings and revenue estimates, the stock dropped significantly, falling roughly 9 to 17% as guidance didn't meet the market's sky-high expectations. On February 4, 2026, ARK Invest executed a massive purchase of approximately 141,108 shares, valued at around $28.3 million. Finally, number 1, Tesla, TSLA. Tesla is the biggest position by far, about $1.1 billion in value and a whopping 9.44% weight. Cathie's Tesla thesis is not cars, it's autonomy, robotics, and real-world AI at scale. In her view, Tesla is the company that could turn driving into software and transform manufacturing into something closer to a high-tech platform. ARK Invest views the rollout of the robotaxi network as the primary catalyst for Tesla's next leg of growth. In her Big Ideas 2026 report, Cathie Wood reiterated Tesla as a top conviction play, predicting that the autonomous driving platform will generate high-margin revenue that Wall Street has yet to fully model. That's why it's number 1. It's the anchor. It's the name that ARK is willing to carry through volatility because the upside, if the thesis plays out, is not linear. Tesla also tends to be the position ARK actively rebalances around when it exceeds 10% of ARK portfolio. On February 4, 2026, ARK Invest purchased approximately 35,766 shares of Tesla, valued at around $15.1 million. Interestingly, this specific tranche was acquired for the ARKX, adding to their ARKK and ARKQ funds. Here's the key. Don't copy trade Cathie Wood like it's a game. Use her portfolio like a future map. If you keep seeing the same themes concentrated, AI compute, autonomy, healthcare AI, genomics, crypto rails, and next-gen finance, you're looking at a coherent worldview. Then your job is to decide, do you agree with the worldview, and can you handle the volatility required to hold it? Because ARK's approach can look brilliant during innovation upcycles and painful during risk-off regimes. That's the deal. High conviction comes with high drawdowns. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like and subscribe if you learned something.